Hello there. Good morning and good evening. It gives us immense pleasure to meet with you through this online sessions. And we had been waiting. I had been terribly missing you. And today I got the privilege again to stay connected with all of you. And today's session is going to be a very interesting one and a very important one. And this topic people would have gone through in their lives at least once or more than once. Yeah, it's called as alcoholism. So without a doubt, today's culture, in today's world, if you see, um, people tend to introduce alcohol or induce alcohol as part of their regular lifestyle. You name it anything. For example, you talk about the birthday celebrations, you talk about the party events, the success celebrations at corporates that you call as, or you talk about even any kind of sad events. For that example, uh, some of your known ones, dear ones, they died, and alcoholism is everywhere. There isn't anything without alcohol, whether you're happy or sad. And that is also saying, right? The person, I mean, especially the drunkard, he will have reason. I mean, he will have valid reason as why he is going to consume alcohol. At least in India, it's quite popular. Uh, yeah, while he's sad, he will say, I'm sad. And you were sad and then you were drinking. Now, what happens? No, I'm very happy because of some success in my life. Therefore, I'm celebrating, drinking alcohol or consuming alcohol. So, more than we using the session to condemn this kind of act, that's not our intention because we are living in a democratic country and it's our free will to do what we want and what we desire the best. While the government itself has not prohibited, right? They do talk about alcohol is injurious to your health or smoking is injurious to your health and all that. They give you that awareness program is there definitely. Um, but then it's your choice. You want to consume alcohol, please consume. All right. So I'm no one to stop you. I'm neither am I condemning you. But then we're going to talk about few facts which are very necessary for you to understand because this world considers alcoholism very playfully, right? Any event, and as I told you before, any celebrations that happens, it doesn't happen without this liquor. It happens without people, some places, but not without liquor. Okay, let's talk about the basics. As always, we cover in our sessions, we talk about the basics and we tend to give you that visibility, that 360-degree view. Who invented alcohol? The Babylonians worshipped a wine goddess. The history is like this, right? The legacy is like that. As early as 2700 BC in Greece, being one of the first alcoholic beverages to gain popularity, it was made. And it is like a fermented drink made from honey and water. There is no alcohol concept involved. And in the 16th century, what happened was over a period of time, it took 16 centuries for somebody to invent something called as alcohol. It's called as spirits, right? Spirits. Um, Actually, they used that spirit also to rub your forearm before they inject something or whatever, right? You've seen that, no? That it alcohol is invented from the spirits, and it was largely used for medicinal purpose. That's the reason they invented alcohol. It was not uh, invented or discovered or manufactured for human consumption, like water. More than water, some people consume liquor, but I want you to know it was discovered for a medicinal purpose, right? Now, what was the original purpose of alcohol? Alcoholic beverages are used for nutrition and medicine and as an element, as a supplement, right? And for ritual purpose and for remuneration, for funeral purposes, etc. Right? The later involved storing the beverages in tombs of the deceased for their use or they have the belief in afterlife, right? Um, Many people have this divine doctrines or divine belief that there is life after death. Therefore, they also use that to preserve their body and all that. Now, what is alcoholism, or whom you call as alcoholic, right? By definition, alcoholism is the most serious form of problem drinking, right? And it describes a strong, often uncontrollable desire to drink. You become addict. You start consuming alcohol. It's not at all easy to quit. There are rehabilitation centers where people will be coached with certain measures how you can come out of the addiction. It's very serious, right? And sufferers of alcoholism often will often place drinking above all other obligations. It holds predominance, or dominant importance, including work and family, and may build up a physical tolerance or experience. If withdrawal symptoms, if you make them to stop, no, they get ferocious. They become really, they go berserk, and they can do anything to win that liquor from you. I'm asking few questions, therefore we are very clear about the prefaces, the basics. Okay, what is an interesting fact about alcohol? Now, two-thirds of there is a statistics being done by various universities, including Stanford University. What they say is two-thirds of the high school age students who drink do so to the point of intoxication. Approximately 17% of men and 8% of women will be or dependent on or will be dependent on alcohol in their lifetime. That's how the historical trend talks about. Now, there are roughly 80,000 deaths. This is only on the US region. If you have to conduct the same survey in country, you need to double it or triple it or maybe multiply it by 10, right? It's really bad. There are roughly 80,000 deaths that are related to alcohol abuse every year, making it the third highest cause of death in the US. There are various categories of death in the country of America. Um, I do not know what were the first two causes, or what are the first two causes, but the third cause seems to be alcoholism, right? I hope you understand the seriousness a little bit now. Now, why is alcohol bad? What are the facts behind it? Why do you hate it so much, or why am I supposed to get rid of it? First reason is it was not discovered for human usage, human consumption. It's not like water, right? It's not like water. So you need to understand that it's not normal for you to drink something that is abnormal. Simple as that, right? Drinking honey, consuming honey, and drinking water, and even drinks like barley water and stuff like that is good for health. But this is not one of those. So the long-term health risks, over time, excessive alcohol can lead to the development of chronic disease and other serious problem. That includes the following, which you may know, but I will repeat it for you. It's high blood pressure, cardiac diseases, heart diseases, stroke, brain stroke or heart stroke, liver diseases, right? Fatty livers and all that. Digestive problems, gastrointestinal issues, cancer, breast cancer for the ladies, mouth cancer, and throat cancer, and esophagus cancer, liver and colon cancer. You don't believe me? Consult your um, family doctor or go to Google. You will understand what I'm saying. Okay, that's good enough. Does alcohol impact your brain cells? Right? When somebody consumes alcohol, there is a trend analysis being done that they behave like animals. They forget their sixth sense. Their sixth sense don't function. It shuts down almost, and that's how the medical analysis is, talking about the trend. The reality is, even in heavy drinkers, alcohol consumption doesn't kill brain cells. But it does, however, damage the ends of the neurons. The neuron connectivity is there. No? It's called as dendrites, which makes it difficult for neurons to relay messages to one another. Right? The sensory system almost shuts down. It doesn't cause any brain cell damages. Otherwise, half the people would be brain dead. Right? That's not the case. But then their senses get shuts down, and they don't behave like human being. That's why you see most of the crimes happens. Rapes and crimes, murders, brawls, all this happens during alcoholic events, right? Is getting drunk once a week bad? Somebody's asking this question, right? Heavy drinking, even 1 or 2 nights in a week, is still harmful to your health, is what multiple doctors have already told, right? Consequences like, as we mentioned before, liver damage, blood pressure issues, along with vomiting and seizures. from excessive drinking can all occur if you consume alcohol too much. And too much means even once or twice in a week. But why? Because it's not designed for for human beings. It's not for your body. But people have started taking that without even knowing. So what are the first signs of liver damage from alcohol? Generally, symptoms of alcoholic liver disease include abdominal pain, tenderness, dry mouth, increased thirst, fatigue, jaundice, loss of appetite, nausea, and your skin may look abnormally dark or light. These are some of the symptoms. So you keep watching out on your body. First of all, do you really need to do that? To watch out on your body when my skin is changing and when am I getting to vomit and all that. You really need it. You have so many important things in your life to do. Now, what happens? You drink alcohol every day, right? Once or twice in a week itself is problem. What happens if you drink every day? What happens is the psychiatrists are saying your character and your behavioral pattern will completely change. Even your own family will not be able to believe that were you the person who they used to know once upon a time, and your immune system will become weaker. You will catch colds, and especially in this corona situations, you will be the first victim if you are in this process of drinking every day, consume alcohol every day, right? Alcohol affects women and men differently. If you are daily consumers, if a young woman and a young man of the same age drink the same amount of alcohol, they did some sample case studies, right? The women will have a higher blood alcohol level compared to men because of the metabolism activities. This is because younger women make less of enzyme alcohol, dehydrogenase, which breaks down alcohol in the stomach. Therefore, what happens? The alcoholic content gets higher. That's why you will have that booze and that kick for longer duration compared to men, right? Okay, I hope you understood. I leave it to your free will. I'm not condemning anyone. But is it necessary for you or not? There are multiple ways of celebrating. There are multiple ways available today to share your happiness with your family, friends, known ones, dear ones. Why alcohol? That's a question I'm putting right in front of you. You decide. There are 11 facts which I want to talk about alcoholism. Every year in the US, roughly 5,000 people under the age of 21 die from an alcohol-related incident, such as it's not disease, incident or event, such as car crashes, homicides, suicides, alcohol poisoning. Alcohol itself can cause poison, right? You drink alcohol alone, it is like a poison, and other related injuries. The second fact is alcohol is a substance that impairs judgment when consumed and can lead to drinking and driving, unintended sexual activity, rape, and violence or other dangerous behaviors, right? And thirdly, men are consistently more likely than women to drink in excess and are 2 times more likely to be involved in a fatal alcohol related car accident. You will see more men dying in car accident because of alcoholism, and offer to be the designated driver for your parents and loved ones to ensure that everybody makes it home safe, right? That's a tip we give. So 70% of 18 year olds category admit to drinking an alcoholic beverage at least once, that is below 18 years. That's what the statistics are saying, while 80% of the college students report consuming alcohol, at least 4 times in a week. This is the trend. Um, when large amount of alcohol is consumed in short period of time, this is also another fact. For men, this is 5 or more drinks within 2 hours, right? And for women, 4 or more within 2 hours. You're all worked up. You're all excited. You're consuming alcohol within the 2 hours of time, like 4 or 5, pegs of drinking. 18 to 34 olds binge drinking the most, right? Now, binging can lead to unplanned pregnancy. I'll tell you this. Car accidents, spread of sexually transmitted diseases, violence, and all that. So you'll be completely out of your control, right? Completely. Even your fifth sense would not work. You'll be worse than the wild beast. That's how it is. The next fact is 2/3 of the high school age students who drink get into intoxication. You know, right? The liver loses its capacity to remove the toxic elements, and therefore there is more of toxicity in your body, and you tend to have abnormal diseases, abnormal behavior and abnormal diseases, pain, aches, vomiting, nausea, fever. You doctors really go mad. That's why doctors make it as a habit in their checklist. Do you consume alcohol? Many doctors ask this as a first question. You may wonder why. This is the reason. They will map it immediately. Now, approximately 17% of men and 8% of women will be dependent on alcohol in their lifetime. This is the fact. 17% and 8%, could be it is more in India. There are roughly 80,000 deaths that are related to alcohol abuse every year, making it the third highest cause, which I already told you. Alcohol abuse can lead to long-term health issues. I also told about that. So net net, what I'm trying to say here is I leave it to your judgment, to your prudence. Whatever comes on top of your mind, please accept it today. And today is your chance. Probably you can rethink, right? All these days, did you ever think on these lines? Actually, no. Probably where you met up with the wrong people, and for every wrong reasons you thought, oh, alcoholism is the best thing that we can get indulged. But that's not the truth. Today we have told you many facts. So probably if there is some rejuvenation in your mind that you really want to come out of this slowly, gradually, I'm going to call out few tips which is going to help you. Probably you heard it, but nothing wrong listening to your friend one more time and give me a chance to share my thoughts. First thing is start putting a journal, right? Put in writing. How many days in a week? How many times in a day are you consuming? That journal will help you. And have the habit of revising that journal once in a week, once in a month, or bi-monthly, or once in a quarter to see how many number of times. Try to make efforts to reduce that. It'll give you the complete visibility of what you had tried to do. Okay. And the second thing is set a goal, right? I will not drink more than once in a month, right? Slowly, gradually, you should come out of it, right? Else, what happens is the addiction uh, becomes kind of superficious, and the end state of that person who stopped for a moment will be even worse than what he was at the beginning. So be very careful. Slowly, you have to quit. Okay. Um, don't keep alcohol in your house. That's a very easy tip. Don't store it in your refrigerator or keep it somewhere. Do not have that liquor thing at your house. Therefore, it's at a reachable distance and you're able to reach out and consume it every day. So don't do that, right? Try to apply these tips. It's going to help you, right? Consume alcohol slowly. Some people immediately they'll rush. Nobody's chasing you. So why this rush? Consume it slowly. What happens is there is also another study. The more slowly you consume, the more lesser you consume. You understand? Huh? Therefore, the intake will get slowly lowered, right? Gradually in a month's time and 6 months time, you will see if you are consuming X amount, it'll get reduced by half at least. So that way you can live longer, live healthy. Nextly, um, choose alcoholic free days, whatever may be the event. This day I don't tend to drink. There are some people who dedicate fasting to certain gods and they do not consume alcohol. Like that, you want to bring in certain divine traditions or some sort of belief, superstitious belief, and introduce it. No problem. Somehow save yourself, right? Call it out. Alcoholic free days very clearly to yourself more than to anyone. Watch out on peer pressure, beloved. I'm telling you. Many of the alcohol, there is a study says that 68% of people get into alcoholism because of a friend, because of their parents, or maybe that's their culture, they're the social family, they're full of into socialism and they all drink together, husband, wife, and children, and all together they drink. I've seen many families like that, right? It's because of the peer pressure, and please stay out of such companionship. Don't don't try things for someone else. It must be your interest. You should like it, right? So here in this world there is no lack or scarcity for awareness or knowledge. You go to Google, you get everything that you want. Why don't you make a research before you decide? Not only in alcoholism, right? Any habit that you pick, drug addictions and anything, right? Getting angry and judging somebody, anything. It can be a passive emotion related matter also, which we have spoken in multiple sessions. But I'm telling you, anything and everything that you do, it must be for yourself. It's out of your curiosity, it's out of your interest, it's out of your passion. But don't do things for someone else because that person is doing, and therefore I also should do. And some people will mock, right? 6 or 7 guys would be mocking, hey, you fellow, what are you enjoying in life? You don't even taste alcohol even once. So don't fall as a prey to such criticism. It's okay. Let them consume, and on one fine day, all the 6 guys will lose their liver. Your liver will still function. So you be proud about that. Okay. Keep yourself busy and engaged. That's another thing. Uh, Another study says large percentage of people, when they have nothing much to do, that's when they get into alcoholic habit, right? Many people who are jobless, they get into this habit and they become addicted, and forever they are jobless. Nobody's going to hire them. Right? And nextly, you ask for support. If you're not able to come out of the addictions, there are a lot of helplines. Even any nation, you will have helplines to help you. The rehabilitation center and stuff like that, they help you, right, with their own way of treating you. They're not going to torture you to death, but they're going to help you how you can control your mindset. Maybe a little bit of medication also is given. Okay, so whatever. And lastly, be persistent. See, most people who successfully cut down or stop drinking altogether do so only after several attempts. Notice that. Okay, it doesn't come up in one overnight, or it doesn't work magically, dramatically, miraculously, nothing at all. Right? You will probably have setbacks, right? You decided not to drink, then suddenly you will fall as a prey. Don't give up, right? Be persistent. Go hard against it, right? But don't let them keep you from reaching your long-term goal. That's really no final endpoint, as the process usually requires ongoing, progressive, and long-term effort. With that, I would like to conclude this session, leaving these facts and thoughts and tips being injected, imposed into your brains. You think through it. You understand definitely what are the consequences. You also understand the basics. This wasn't invented for human use at all. But for some reasons, in the last 4 centuries, things have changed and people started relying. Without liquor, there is nothing. See, I will tell you one example. There was a lockdown period due to coronavirus. I was amazed. I was going berserk also. People were not having jobs. People were not having money for food. People ended up even divorces because of emotional battles and all that. But when government of India opened up the liquor shops in the city of Bangalore, I know 3.5 kilometers, roughly around 2.5 miles, people were standing in a queue to buy liquor. Yeah. You want to call them with whatever name, or you want to call them intellectuals, maybe so. It's up to you. You know the truth, right? I don't want to judge anyone, but I tell you, people are jobless. They don't have money. They have other things to do. They have much better things to do, and it's one of the craziest time on planet Earth. Is it necessary for them to go? So that much of addictions are being seen, which you do not know. You have no idea about your neighbor, and the neighbor doesn't know who you are, but you know who you are. This is your chance, right? You can please think about it and try to come out of it. God bless you. So stay tuned and subscribe to our channels. You will have a lot of playlists over there, a lot of sessions like this we are uploading consistently. It's going to be helpful. Please send feedback or WhatsApp us 9902212152 for any help, any topics in specific like this you need. Let us know and we will help you. Bye bye. Take care.